Alright, what's up YouTube? This is another episode of Street Topics. We were talking about the Ferguson and Mike Brown situation. And now we have Nivio again. I'm talking about the topic.
Yes. So I've been taking a little bit of flack for some posts I made on Facebook recently.
You pissing people off again?
I'm pissing people off again, man. Unfortunately, man. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of getting to that Kanye West mode, man, where every time I speak, it just pisses somebody off. So.
Jesus.
Yeah, yes.
Alright.
So basically, people think I'm, I guess, taking certain sides with the topic and everything of Ferguson. They think that I'm saying that actually, let me read the post, one of the posts I made, which I did not write, by the way. I did not write this post. This was actually a post made by somebody else, and I actually just reposted it because I thought it was interesting. Huh?
You gonna put a name out there too?
The name was...
Oh Lord, I was playing.
The name, I'm not gonna say the name. I mean, if you want, I don't know. Anyway, this young lady said, now, before we go into this any further,
viewer discretion.
Viewer discretion advised. This is not our views necessarily, but it's just an interesting take on it. The young lady said, "Dear white people, let me get..."
No, keep going. Keep going.
Dear white people, let me give you a little history lesson on violence, rioting, and looting, because y'all seem to have forgotten that we learned this from you. It was white people who looted black churches, burnt black towns and churches to the ground, and rioted when they were unhappy with passage of civil rights laws. It was white people who beat us senseless at restaurants and lunch counters when we peacefully tried to break down separate but equal. It was white people who terrorized, spit on, and hit black children in Little Rock when they were integrating public schools. It was white people who murdered our civil rights heroes like MLK and JFK to silence them and derail the fight for our civil rights. It was white people who lynched black men and killed Emmett Till for so much as looking at a white woman. You see, violence is okay when you don't get what you want. Rioting is fine when you don't like the laws or rules. You kill and assassinate leaders who don't support your agenda. So please miss me with all of your hypocritical condemnation of Ferguson right now. You also have a sordid history of rioting, looting, and burning things down when things aren't going your way. Hashtag know your history. Hashtag judge not. So I thought it was a very interesting take on it.
She has a perspective.
She has. Now I will once again say that I'm a very diverse person. I would rather be around the more cultures the better. You know, I just like to experience different cultures. So I don't want to pin this all on the white man.
Because that's what when I was listening, I was like white.
But you know, it's one of those things I can understand where she's coming from, just because just take into account that she's not just really talking about all white people, sort of say. And this comment is not really directed at all white people, like all white people are just talking about it like this, but it's like from, I guess my viewpoint, it would be directed more towards, there's been a lot of white people that has made very racist comments about this situation, almost to the point where it's just complete nonsense, man. And someone actually commented on the post when I reposted this, and said, so because people before you were violent and horrible, it's perfectly fine for the people in Ferguson now to be violent and horrible. Why don't you set some standards for yourself instead of using horrible history to justify violence? Now, of course, I was like, you must be talking to the wrong person, because I did not initially write this post. I just reposted it. Mm-hmm. Now,
oh Lord.
I'm not really taking sides with this. I'm not saying what the people are doing at Ferguson is a good thing or is justified. The only thing that I'm saying is I can't really blame him. You know, with all the stuff that's happened over the years, from slavery days and recent events,
just get to that point where this is it. I'm just
you
done.
basically created this the people in Ferguson, not even just Ferguson alone, but you basically created this whole situation. You've created this monster, and all this backlash is happening because of actions that were not taken beforehand. Now, for me, the whole Ferguson with the Michael Brown shooting thing, it's not so much black versus white to me. Now, the thing that really upsets me is cop brutality. I hate it.
And I'm pretty sure everybody's experienced some police brutality as well.
Like, yeah. And whether it's physical or mental,
or just being like, you can be minding your own business, all of a sudden you consider a threat. So it's just like a lot of things can.
Now, that doesn't necessarily always just happen to just black people, but I've been in some instances where it was mostly because I was black.
Which makes me think also like a lot of times like the police brutality is always like associated with blacks, but you don't really hear about like the whites or all that different races like being pretty much attacked. It's the majority us most of the time.
I think for one thing, it's because black people probably make a bigger deal out of it just because it seems so much more directed, and sometimes it is more so directed than just profiling. But I think also the media sometimes they will spin something just for ratings, just to get black people fired up, or just to get white people fired up.
Pretty much like a domino effect. You know, just for like more profit and ratings.
Yes, like for me, it's not so much about black versus white when I look at this case. And I'm not saying I'm taking any sides because, frankly, I think both sides are wrong. To be honest with you, I think
like wasn't it that Michael Brown pretty much robbed the place already?
Yeah, he already robbed the place. But even then, the police didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't care what you show me with Michael Brown's graduation pictures, and I'm not saying this is his fault or that he deserved to get shot. So. Black people, I'm not taking your side. White people, I'm not taking your side. I'm not taking anybody's side.
It's an open opinion, you know.
I actually think Michael Brown was, I don't want to say a bit of an asshole, but you know, or that he deserved it. But I think he probably put himself in that situation just by looking at, I guess, evidence, so to say, or how they try to spin the story. But with that, like, I mean, he was probably a thug, but at the same time, the police officer did not have to kill the dude. Apparently, the Michael Brown reached for his gun while he was in his squad car.
Claimed.
Yeah,
so
claimed.
That's the thing.
And he fired off a shot at that point, and then supposedly Michael Brown started running, and then he turned around and was about to run back to him towards the cop, which at that point he supposedly feet away from him.
Put multiple shots.
Yeah, he shot him like 5 or 6 more times.
And that right there was pretty much like
it was
overblown right there.
Like cops are meant to protect and serve the people, and regardless of what Michael Brown did with robbing a store, or maybe he even attacked the cop, man. It was even if you were in fear for your life. Now I realize this was supposedly his first time firing off his gun. But even if you're in fear of life, man, you have to find, like, you've made this commitment to be a police officer and to serve the people. You have to find a way to defuse that situation without it coming to taking someone's life. And I just feel like, you know, especially 5 or 6 shots, man. If you were going to kill him, you might as well just shoot him in the head and just get it over with.
Do you think, do you think, like, stereotypes has something to pretty much lead to this outcome, or is pretty much aiming to like?
I think a stereotype could slightly alter his decision making in that situation, but I don't think it completely has to do it. I think the cop was probably you know, in fear for his life. I wasn't at that situation. I don't know how Michael Brown reacted to the situation. For all I know, Michael could have been like, "F you, I'm taking your life." So, you know, who knows? But
it's just more in the heat of the moment kind of things where you just,
yeah, you know. But even then, man, like,
I wouldn't like
the cop probably could have expected him to act a certain way since he was black, and I don't want to, like, again, I don't really want to make this black and white race situation or whatever, but it at some point it kind of goes into that. You know what I'm saying? The only way you can stop racism. Well, I ain't gonna say stop racism.
It's like what you said earlier. Just like to stop talking.
Yeah, just stop talking about it. I saw a interview with Morgan Freeman, and they were saying how do you solve this black and white thing? And he was like, man, you just stop talking about it. You know, say if you got a white guy's name is Bob and a black guy's name's Jeff or whatever. It's just Bob and Jeff. It's not black guy and white guy. You know, it's just stop talking about it. Stop putting people in these categories.
Because once you say that, you automatically just put them into a category, and then it's just like escalate something else.
And you already throwing stereotypes on it, man. So I'm over the whole black and white situation. I hope about a year to 2090 or something like that, everybody is mixed babies.
Oh, here we go.
I'm over it, man. I'm over it, and it's bad because no matter how you want to look at it, no matter how people want to spin it, race is still an issue, and it's something that you might not understand if you're not a person of color, and it's not just black. It can be anything. Like I said, I would like for the black people. I don't want to say us because obviously I'm not ignorant enough to go out there and start freaking robbing and stuff like that. So I don't want to say us as a black people because I mean, I can't. I don't want to claim race anymore. I just want to claim humans. If I'm human.
If you are human.
I just want it to stop, man. Just stop that. And if you're gonna burn the city to the ground, burn it to the ground.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Do it. If you're so pissed off, do it. I just want you to know that when you do this.
And you're looking stupid like, man, I don't got no barbecue.
You don't got nowhere to stay. You don't got no food. And, you know what I'm saying, you end up in jail. Which is another thing. Oh, okay. You know, that's a topic. Jail. That's a topic. In the prison system, that's a topic for another video. That's a whole nother story.
Huge topic.
Yeah, huge topic. But, yeah. So, people of social networks and the media, don't get all butthurt about our views on this and other people's views on this. Unless they are racist views and they are harmful views, then just let the butthurt flow and soak in.
Let the butthurt flow?
Lube it up and flow.
On that note, another episode of Street Talkers. Go ahead and like, subscribe to the video. If you want to send your video submission as well, go ahead and do that. Alright, peace out, and it's another topic.